So when you're starting off a course, I will have developed a shell for you, and I've already named it Project-Based Learning Section 1. I've also put in a picture too. To do that, you just click on Edit Picture right here. Whenever you hover over the picture, you can edit and change it, and then you have an option to upload photos. So you can change this to whatever you want, but here's your Project-Based Learning. As I start off, I want to kind of get the groundwork, and when you explore our course development course, it shows you why we set up courses the way we do in Alliance and in accordance with the INACOL standards. So first go to course options, and you're going to edit your course settings. And this is your privacy settings right here, and you can adjust those. We usually keep them standard to what I have set up here, and because we do want members, especially in professional development, to post on course updates and comment on those in case there's any questions or concerns as they go forward, and what they can view. The one thing we want to change is we want to change the default landing page from materials to updates. This way, when your students enter into your course, they're going to go to your latest announcements, and they will be able to see what is taking place and then go to their materials. So please change that right off the bat, and I'm going to change yours yourself right here for you in this initial one. Any courses going forward, you're going to change it from materials to updates, and then just click Save Changes right here. The next thing you're going to want to look at is to make sure that you have your grading period set to our demo. This gives us extended time. That way, as you develop your assignments, you'll be able to see those showing and playing out. So do the demo for now. We can change that once we copy the course. Other things that you may want to set up is if you want to do description, you could get the teacher's name right here. If you want to say, Jill and Rosemary, and your contact information, you can put that right here, and then save changes. So now what the landing page looks like is this. Instead of the materials, where it used to default, this is what the students are going to see. It's a lot cleaner view. So when they get in here, they will actually look at this, and they will have an announcement directing them where to go. Any upcoming assignments and events will be right here. Let's go to materials, and this is what you're going to set up for your materials. You're going to go ahead, and the first thing we want you to do is add a folder that says click here to start your course or access your course, either or. And you'll make it visible. So this is where the students, once they come to materials, it'll say click here to start their course. We are going to hide the assignments and the tests and quizzes because we don't want students to go ahead and jump from place to place. We want them to go ahead and follow the routine going page to page. So we make sure that we do hide our files and links. The one thing I do show is discussions. Discussions, we want them to be able to jump in there and participate continually. But everything else, please hide, and it keeps it nice and clean for the students. Okay, so now the only things that the students will see is click here to start your course and discussions. How you can check what it looks like for a student is you can click on members and go to your students and preview it as they would see it. All right, so now we're ready to start adding information to your course. Just about. One more thing I like you to do before we start adding in our units, and you can add your units right here. One of the biggest things that we start off with is when a student is developing either a 3-week course or a 12-week course or a full semester is kind of lay out the framework. And so you guys are doing a 3-week course, so you might want to have Unit 1, 2, and 3. Get those loaded right in here, boom, 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 under Access Your Course. And then in each one of those, they will have subfolders. And you'll add materials. So Unit 1 for a 3-week course will equate to Week 1. And from here, you will continue to add your information. As right away, you could start adding your content here, but I do encourage everybody to set the grade book before you get going, especially if you're going to add discussions as you're going along, or tests and quizzes or assignments. You would have to double take this step. You'd have to go back You develop them, and then you'd have to come back and then label them. So what you want to do is right off the beginning, and I'm going to set this up for you, set up your grade book. And how you set that up is you go to gradebook and then gradebook setup, and you have to add categories. So when if like right now, if we hadn't done this, you would put in a discussion question, but you can't really put it in as a discussion question because there's no categories, or test or quizzes. So you need to add those categories that will correlate into the gradebook. So set up your names. I always do assignments. You don't need to worry about the points. I add discussions. I add quizzes or quiz and tests. There we go. And now as I go through and set up assignments, I will declare them and link them with the grade book. So when you say assignments, it'll link automatically to the grade book. You do not need to worry about anything else along here. For grading periods and final weights, we can adjust those if you want to do those later on. You can add rubrics later on as well, but this is all you need right here to start establishing it. So then if you were to go back here into materials, and let's say you're doing Unit 1, and you've added content, you've added, for content, you're going to go ahead and do the pages and text block. And we usually encourage you to use a table. And usually you put your text here. Oh, that doesn't spell text. Text here. And maybe put in a picture, upload a photo here. And just kind of keeps it nice and clean and aligned. The reason we use tables is to get them side by side. So, boom, 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 and then you would be acting your text here. You can adjust the size by moving this around. Your text, of course, you can add all of your different criteria here. The one thing you want to do after you've established this and you've written in your text, that looks kind of yucky with the borders, you want to go back and change the borders and remove those before you click save on whatever you're setting up. And then you would add your course content right in here as you type away. And I try to encourage people to keep it colorful as much as possible. Keep your font the same. We tend to use Times Roman 12, but your headings can be higher. But keep your font the same throughout, and it defaults to that as it is. But you could go ahead and, for your heading, when you go a little bit larger, you can highlight it and change it to maybe a font that pulls out one of these colors here. So I'm still using Times New Roman, but you're going to do a higher one. So that's how you add content. Now if you were to add, let's say a discussion, if you had not set up your grading before, you would not be able to do this enable grading. And what you're going to do is, enable grading, you're going to make it your discussion. And then it links automatically all the discussions together. It shows under the files discussions, it goes right into the gradebook, and it's in your unit. So that's how you set those up, and you'll set your points and everything in accordance right here, your prompts and your discussion questions. If you were to do tests and quizzes, you would add your test quiz. Once again, your grading options, you will set it to a quiz, let's say. And we've got the demo period for now. Set the date and the type of the quiz and the points, and you're good to go. And this will set it up under all your tests or quizzes, as well as in your grade book. So hopefully you find this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, but this will set up your basics for going forward. The one other thing we like you to have in materials is a teacher resource section. So under here, we'd also want a teacher resource section. And this is where you can store extra material because we're always changing and adapting. Sometimes we get students that have quite a bit of experience and some that are really, really new to online education. So you want to have a teacher resource area right here, and that we will keep hidden from the students. So that is just for us. So we want to keep that hidden. And that is just for us as we're working on the courses. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I hope you enjoy developing your course. Here's your 3 weeks. If you want to do a fourth week, and continue that on supplemental, I had talked with you guys a little bit about, I think it would be better if you started the projects and had checkpoints throughout for the project-based learning class. Especially with professional development, you're usually dealing with teachers that are very busy, so it's better to break the work into chunks rather than a large project due at the end. So as much as you can do that in each unit, so that at the end it's not, it will discourage procrastination. So let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I look forward to working with you guys.